on, everybody? Welcome back to my shop, the Manly Craft Workshop. Got some cool stuff to do today. We're gonna kind of try some new things again, so hang in there with me as the video goes. I think it's gonna go pretty well. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun, get the edges of this thing faired up. I'm gonna show you how to do that. Go through a really good method of doing that. There are other ways, so if you feel more comfortable doing this a different way, whatever works for you. This is just how I'm gonna do it. It's how I like to finish the little model boats that I build and anything else, you know, where I'm doing tedious work or important special work along the edge of anything. This just almost kind of guarantees that you're not gonna mess up. And it's by hand, so you know you're putting every drop of love you got into it. Kind of like that. It's neat. Let me grab the camera. I'm going to show you the edges on this paddle board really fast. Show you how much material I have trimmed down. I went in here with my reciprocating saw, my multi-tool, and trimmed this about the depth of a finger. So I tried to go along the edge of this whole board on the top and on the bottom and trim these sides down. That, you know, I end up with about 3/8 worth of material that sticks out proud from the side of the board. And this is only going to be shown until I cover this with our chine material, or I guess, you know, it's not a boat, so we can't call it a bulwark, but this will just be like the edge, what do you call it? The boot, if you will. It'll be the booting. Anyway, we're going to trim this proud material until it's flush with the edge of the board, okay? And we're gonna do that all along the edge, the whole thing. So, like I said, it's about 3/8 of an inch of material that protrudes. And you could take this off with a jigsaw. You could take this off with a belt sander. You could take it off with, I could finish trimming it up with my multi-tool. There's a bunch of different ways that you can do this. I mean, you could even hand sand it off if you wanted to. Again, whatever works for you. I like using a hand plane. You know exactly how much material you're taking off every time. The only material that's coming off is when you hear that special noise. You'll see chips flying out. But let's go ahead and hand plane these edges down, and then afterwards I want to show you, you know, what you end up with. So here we go. Playing along with me if you got something to do, or crank up the music, fast forward. Right here it is important, playing in the direction that your wood is going, like how I have this stuff on an angle right here. You want to plane in that direction. If you're planing against, you're gonna catch the edges of your boards right here that may or may not, you know, not every grain is gonna end up with glue on it. It should, but in a perfect world, things don't always end up perfect. So just don't plane against the grain. You know, you wanna see which way everything is flowing and playing with it. Like up here, all this stuff is still flowing the same direction. On this side of the board, or sorry, up here on this end of the board, your ends start going in different directions. So just pay attention to it. You don't want to rip any chunks out of it. Takes a second to get going. There we go. You can hear that noise that it makes. That's how you know you're removing material and actually getting something done. I love these things. Listen to that. That's great. careful of the edges, your fingers. If you run along one of these edges and get too close, you can smash. Yeah, it just, be careful. Watch where your fingers are Takes a minute on the jagged pieces because you just got to get everything down to the same height, and then you'll start doing even cuts. There we go. Yeah, you can see it's starting to take off quite a bit there. It's looking better. Doesn't quite have that butchered look to it anymore. Oh yeah. Doing good. Great indicator is you're going to have glue drips on the side of your board. Once you start running into the glue, kind of back off, because in that way we can at least hand sand the rest of it and you're not taking out too much material at this point. Because you do still want a nice flat surface on the side, so we can glue our booting or just edge material, whatever you're going to use. Beautiful. Woo! That was a close one, huh? Guys, just about got it. All right, here we go. That was nice and quick, nice and easy. Takes that material off. Let's see. There we go. Get you a nice flush cut right there. And then, like those cooking shows, pull this out of the other oven. And here's the other side. I got a little bit more to do, but for the most part, this is good. Then I'll be gluing on my my edging material. I've still got to cut my boat tail, dovetail on the end of this, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Kick ass. She looks beautiful. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get this wrapped up. Yeah, this is a ton of fun, and I'm saying right now, if you have like any inkling at all thinking that this might be something you would enjoy doing, I'm telling you, you got to go for it. Or, I mean, if you don't want to build one, you can always make an order and I'll build you a nice one. Just saying. Yeah. Again, appreciate you all stopping back by, checking out another video. This is a lot of fun. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. Yeah, we'll catch you next time. Thanks.